Across southern Africa, electricity powers mines, industries, businesses, and homes. Yet for millions, reliable energy remains a challenge. In March 2026, leaders from across the region gathered to confront the challenge of power shortages in southern Africa. At the center of discussions was cooperation, investment, and a shared vision for the future of energy. From renewable power to regional electricity trade, the 66 Management Committee meeting of the Southern African Power Pool, Sapp, converged in Lusaka to shape the next chapter of Southern Africa's energy story. This is a story about power, about partnership, and about a region working together to keep the lights on.
This reflects our commitment to developing local...
Inside the Kenneth Kaunda wing of the Mulungushi International Conference Center, the conversations are not ordinary. Here, energy experts are speaking in the language of megawatts, transmission lines, and electricity markets. From the 8th to the 12th of March 2026, Lusaka hosted the 66 Management Committee meeting of the Southern African Power Pool, Sapp, bringing together power utilities, policymakers, and financial institutions from across Southern Africa. The Regional Electricity Platform, established in 1995, was created to allow countries to share power resources, trade electricity, and strengthen energy security across borders. For Zambia, hosting the meeting for the first time in more than a decade carried special significance. The country is not only expanding its own power generation infrastructure, but also positioning itself as a key hub in the regional electricity network. At the forum, Zambia emphasized the importance of cooperation in securing the region's energy future.
Our expectation as you deliberate is that we remain mindful of our shared Mission 300 journey, which is built on the 5 critical pillars that will define the future of our energy sector. Ladies and gentlemen, to bring you up to speed, with regard to Mission 300, Pillar 1 focuses on expanding least cost power generation. Our expectation is that this meeting will reach consensus on aligning national development plans with the updated Sapp generation and transmission plans. Recent droughts have exposed the region's vulnerability in the power generation. It is therefore imperative that we focus on climate resilience and an optimal generation mix that load shedding becomes a thing of the past. It's not all about those that are dealing with energy. Energy impacts on everybody. Whether you are in the energy space, you are in the banking space, you are in farming, you are in all the sectors are affected by energy. So if people out there, or companies out there, banks out there to say that is not our business, just know that you will be affected negatively. So working together, especially the financing institutions, is quite key. We need money for us to develop the energy sector.
Across Southern Africa, the demand for electricity continues to rise. Population growth, industrial expansion, and economic development are increasing pressure on national power systems. But one of the biggest challenges remains the infrastructure needed to move electricity across borders.
In Zambia's case, a project such as Zambia-Tanzania Interconnector aim to link the Southern and Eastern African power pools, creating a power market spanning from Cape Town to Cairo, a true precursor to the African single electricity market. We remain hopeful that the 800 gigawatt hours of energy currently constrained due to transmission limitations will be unlocked.
During the meeting, several power utilities from across Southern Africa updated the conference on developments in their own countries, from new generation projects to grid expansion and system upgrades. The updates provided a snapshot of a region racing to expand electricity supply while adapting to climate challenges and growing demand.
Our region possesses extraordinary energy resources, solar corridors, hydro potential, geothermal prospects, and emerging gas capacity. Yet, these resources remain unevenly distributed. Some systems have surplus potential, while others face persistent deficits. The power pool exists precisely to bridge this imbalance. The next phase of the Sapp must therefore focus on ensuring that electricity can move across borders as efficiently as capital and trade already do. This becomes even more urgent when viewed against the backdrop of global economic shifts. Southern Africa sits at the center of the world's rapidly expanding demand for critical minerals, that is copper, cobalt, nickel, lithium, manganese, and others essential for the global energy transition. The mine expansion already underway in Zambia, Democratic Republic of Congo, Zimbabwe, and across the region signals a new wave of industrial demand. But that opportunity will only be fully realized if reliable and competitively priced electricity is available at scale.
We have developed and we are now operating a 750 megawatt hydropower plant. In addition to that main power plant, we have a mini hydro, 12 megawatts. So though this power is already committed, we are in the process of developing additional generation from solar to ensure that we have a generation mix that ensures the climate resilience. So for us to be able to trade on the market, Sapp presents an opportunity for us. We may not be able to trade as much as we would like to at the moment, but we're also looking at the future. With all this development of generation facilities, we need a market on which we can trade this power.
For Zambia's national power utility, ZESCO, the meeting also became an opportunity to showcase the country's growing renewable energy ambitions. The utility observed that Southern Africa stood at a critical moment in its journey to stabilize power sources in the region. Recent droughts across the region have exposed the vulnerability of hydro-dependent power systems. In response, Zambia is aggressively expanding solar energy generation. By the end of 2026, Zambia's national power utility, ZESCO, hopes to reach an ambitious milestone.
All the previous presenters spoke about we've done 27 megawatts of solar, we are doing 200 megawatts of solar, we are doing 100 megawatts of solar. We doubted this explosion. Us as ZESCO, I know CEC spoke about 94 and we are moving to 100 and something number. We should equally say that us as ZESCO, we doubted. We started with 100 megawatts. We are close to 600 megawatts of solar projects on the ground active. So herein is the solar explosion. We've taken this challenge and we've decided to take a lead on this challenge. We hope those that are following us will follow at a very fast pace. The 1,000 megawatt target by the end of this year, as a country, we should have 1,000 megawatts of solar contributing to our electricity need in Zambia. Thank you so much.
Beyond engineering and policy, financing remains one of the biggest pieces of the energy puzzle. Building power plants and transmission lines requires billions of dollars in investment.
What I see for the southern region is that we need to come up with our own method of making our projects bankable. And these innovative solutions are what is going to drive the investment in the energy sector. Many financiers would be looking at ensuring that their return on investment is achieved. So with that, looking at the need for power, market is there. Then looking at our ability to pay, also that ability now is there because the economies of the SADC region are coming up and improving. Look at the rating that Zambia has got recently. That is a good light for us and a good light for the Southern African power pool, so that these investors come in with confidence, knowing that they will invest and get their return.
Financial institutions in Sapp have continued pledging support to Africa's transition to cleaner energy. Over the past 5 years, the ABSA Group has arranged more than $5.6 billion in sustainable and green financing transactions. The bank has also participated in financing some of Zambia's solar power projects.
We're here to be a shaping force in Africa's growth story. ABSA has maintained a long-standing and constructive relationship with ZESCO and the broader energy ecosystem in Zambia. Across the continent, ABSA Group is recognized as one of the leading financiers of renewable energy projects, particularly in Southern Africa. I am proud to say that we were a part funder of the first public green bond in Zambia. And just last month, in one of our markets in South Africa, we were able to be a lead arranger and fund a green energy project for 475 megawatt solar project. So that's just a testament of the work that we're doing in terms of supporting the energy sector. And we fund about 70% of the Southern Africa energy sector as well. Our commitment to the energy sector is anchored in supporting the transition to green and sustainable energy firstly, then diversifying general sources, and driving the energy security as a foundation for economic transformation.
Electricity generation alone is not enough. The real strength of the Southern African power pool lies in the ability of countries to trade electricity across borders. When one country has excess electricity, it can sell it into the regional market. When another experiences shortages, it can buy power to stabilize its grid. Energy experts say this system helps balance supply and demand across the region.
Sapp is a very, very critical organ in terms of coordinating development in the energy sector in terms of power, electricity generation, transmission and distribution, because, as Sapp members, we have different strengths in terms of power generation. Some have a lot of hydro, some have a lot of thermal, some have a lot of sun. So this Sapp can assist us to collaboratively develop our projects in a coordinated manner so that they can benefit the whole entire Sapp region.
The Southern African Power Pool is a regional platform, and this has provided integration of the electricity sector, also providing a marketing platform where anybody can trade power within the region as long as you are a member country. And then looking at the opportunities that this presents for Zambia is that when we need power from outside Zambia, we are able to trade on the Southern African Power Pool. When we have excess power in Zambia, we are also able to trade on the Southern African Power Pool market. We have a day-ahead market, we have bilateral arrangements, and we have long-term PPAs that happen within the region.
Zambia's central geographic position makes the country a natural electricity transit corridor linking several neighboring countries. That strategic advantage is expected to play an even bigger role as regional electricity trade continues to grow.
If you look at Zambia and the ambitious 3 million tons of copper, and then also 10 gigawatt of power by 2030, we see an opportunity in the generation. So we are looking at renewable energy technologies that are sustainable. We are also looking at the base load power generation that will sustain the economy of the country.
But experts say infrastructure investment must go hand in hand with stronger transmission networks.
In terms of financial players, they could assist in accelerating infrastructure development, which should cover the transfer of power between utilities. Because you find that one utility would have a lot of power, but because of infrastructure constraints, you are unable to transfer the power. So these financiers, when they come into the game, they can assist us in accelerating those infrastructure development for good power transfer trading between countries.
For 5 days, Lusaka became the center of Southern Africa's energy dialogue. From renewable energy expansion to cross-border electricity trade, the conversations highlighted both the challenges and opportunities ahead. For millions of people across the region, electricity is more than power for industries. It is light for schools, energy for hospitals, and opportunity for economic growth. As the 66th Management Committee meeting of the Southern African Power Pool closed, one message remained clear. The future of electricity in Southern Africa will not be built by one country. It will be powered by cooperation.